turn off your cell phones and other electronic devices. Roll call, please.
Mrs. Shute?
Yep.
Mr. Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mrs. Dinello?
Here.
Mrs. Jenkins?
Yes.
Mr. Augustine?
Here.
Mr. Fodor?
Present.
Mr. Hack?
Yes, here. Agenda approval. Can I get a motion?
President, I'd like to make a motion to amend the agenda for tonight's meeting
Okay.
to accommodate an executive session being held in accordance with Article 2, Section 6.3, to consider pending or potential litigation involving the city.
Roll call.
Can I get a second?
Oh, yeah, I need a second, please.
Second.
Mr. Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mrs. Dinello?
Yes.
Mrs. Jenkins?
Yes.
Mr. Augustine?
Yes.
Mr. Fodor?
Yes.
Mrs. Shute?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes. Motion.
Can I read to approve?
Motion to approve agenda as amended.
Second.
Mrs. Dinello?
Yes.
Mrs. Jenkins?
Yes.
Mr. Augustine?
Yes.
Mr. Fodor?
Yes.
Mrs. Shute?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes. Can we have a approval of the regular minutes for
I'll be down in
invocation tonight will be given by Jim Fodor, followed by President. Please stand.
Please stand. Almighty God, you have set before us the responsibility of the city. We ask your guidance and direction that we, the members of council, may do what is best for the people that live here.
Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The minutes for October 7th.
Make a motion to approve the regular meeting minutes from October 7th as written.
Second.
Roll call.
Mrs. Jenkins?
Yes.
Mr. Augustine? Mr. Fodor?
Yes.
Mrs. Shute?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mrs. Dinello?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes. Public comments. We will now recognize visitors. Please raise your hand if you wish to speak and call upon. Please use the podium. Clearly state your name and address into the microphone. Limit your comments to 3 minutes. Any dialogue must be conducted through me as President of Council, although your comments or questions be addressed to the Council Administration Board. See none. Committee reports. Planning Commission.
It's not here.
I guess we will do
I
that.
guess we'll
next
postpone
meeting.
it to next meeting.
Should get the memo. We have no legislation, unfinished business, oversized vehicle parking. Oh. You got any?
You know, it's on here. Does the city have anything they want to report or talk about?
So this was brought up, I believe, by a council member,
Right.
Right.
and
My
they,
recollection was we were all supposed to go back and think about this and we have a little discussion
Right,
tonight.
if we want to.
And it's time to either fish or cut bait.
That's exactly.
That was my understanding as well.
so,
Pretty much think alike. The only thing that people have ventured to me is that they're irritated with the lawn care trailers that park during the regular workday, and they're parked on the street, and sometimes it's hard to get around. I haven't had any other complaints about oversized vehicles being parked in residential areas.
I
haven't had any either, so.
I haven't had particularly oversized vehicles. The complaints I got were not necessarily oversized vehicles. They were commercial vehicles, vans, particularly with writing on them advertising the business. And then the other complaint that I got was just parking in the street in general, being hard to get around. And in regards to the landscapers, I guess we'll probably not be having that issue too much in the winter time because they're not out and about doing their work. And I certainly don't want to complicate things in that regard.
So I have a question in regards to street parking. If I own a landscaping company and I have a F-250 with a trailer, can I currently legally park that in the street? Or does an ordinance restrict that?
Please do.
You mean parking in the street for the purpose of, like,
Overnight.
overnights, like,
Yeah.
at
Not
my
like I'm
house?
stopping to do work, but this is where I'm parking my vehicle.
Think you'd have a problem with the trailer?
Do we have, that's what I'm asking, do we have legislation that currently restricts that?
Without looking at it, I think you'd have a problem with the trailer, but, not with the truck.
Well, I mean, the truck's just a truck, but if I have a trailer on the back,
Right.
so I can't park a trailer on the back of a vehicle on the road.
The park trailers on the street.
Find it out.
Is he chief shaking his head,
Yeah.
so?
The gentleman is trapped in here. I think I should probably get him out of here. He's trapped in the building.
Okay,
Yeah,
yes,
gentlemen.
please.
Almost lost.
You're right.
There's something
He's
trapped in the
trapped.
building?
Jimmy, come on.
Oh my god, hold on, I have to go help him. Okay.
So that'll teach them to come to a council
It's
meeting.
making me nervous.
If I leave early.
Okay, so your belief is
Yes,
that.
the overnight would be an issue.
Okay,
Yeah, during the day, obviously, when they're working, you know.
okay.
I think this was originally brought up because of the problem on Skinner, excuse me, on Sanford. Monica had said that at the time when we put this out there, parking was one of the biggest things that, one of the things that she gets the most response about. It was not just the north end, but it was also in other areas, and it was the landscapers. And we had made, and I have had others that complain about the auto flatbeds that are just overnight street parking, and that is allowed. We had amended our, according to Monica, we had amended our when we amended the legislation in the past of 2000, whatever it was on these minutes, it amended it to be able to have those types of vehicles. We didn't restrict, I think we did say tow trucks weren't allowed, if I'm not mistaken, but, or maybe we were allowed to have tow trucks. But that was, the purpose for looking at this, I guess, from what I remember from what Monica had said was, are we comfortable with the legislation the way it is? Or did we want to go back to the way it was as far as the vehicles were concerned? In my opinion, I don't think we have enough.
Well, I think so for me, I reviewed all the things and I remember being part of the conversation. But if the administration is telling us that this is the #1 complaint that they receive, then maybe the administration should be making a recommendation or suggesting what they would like to see, if anything.
I guess #1 is probably not, as you said, it's more, a very frequent. I wouldn't make, unless it's just parking on the #1 side.
I think parking is the #1.
Yes.
And for me, it's because of, it goes back to number of the setback. And, you know, you have a house, husband, wife, 2 kids, you got 4 cars. You can't park 4, they fill up their garage with things. So now everybody's parking in the driveway and you can't park 2 cars long ways without blocking the sidewalk. So then everybody starts parking in the street, and that's the biggest concern that I've heard. Too many cars in the street.
But that's not oversized.
That's
I
not
mean, cars in the
oversized.
street is not oversized vehicles.
Right.
That's why I don't think,
And that's what was put on here from the administration. So I guess at this point, we want to maybe leave it on, and then Paul and I will take it back to Monica just to get some clarification of what the answer is, or are we comfortable enough just saying, you know what? Let's let it go.
Well, I thought again that it was put on the agenda by council, not by administration. And I
Right,
thought
that's what I thought,
Monica's
yeah.
response was to questioning of council about the complaints. I don't really think the administration came to us and said, hey, we got a problem, we need
Well,
this change. And I don't think that they ever have a problem in any legislation when they see a red flag coming to us and asking for a change. So I share the belief that we don't have to keep it on business for us to go back to her. If she or her administrative team see a problem somewhere, they're gonna bring it to us as legislation. I don't think we need to keep going back and forth with it, that's my opinion. And I would just say they never have ever had a problem bringing anything that they feel needs changed to us because of the impact it's having on the administration.
So then, how do we just
You just need to
take it off?
Motion.
I'll make a motion to remove the unfinished business oversized vehicle debate conclusion.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Augustine?
Yes.
Mr. Fodor?
Yes.
Mrs. Shute?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mrs. Dinello?
Yes.
Mrs. Jenkins?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes, it's taken off. New business, civil service appointment.
Yeah, Mr. President, Lori, Manella, myself, and Nick interviewed our civil service applicants, and we have reached a conclusion that Erica Siebert of Belmont Drive would be our recommendation to the body to appoint her as our third civil service commission member.
Okay.
So I'd like to make a motion to,
Do we have any questions or
we have any
comments?
questions, sorry.
No.
No. Okay.
So I'd like to make a motion to appoint Erica Siebert of 551 Belmont Drive in Painesville, Ohio, to be our third member of the Civil Service Commission.
Second.
Roll call.
Mr. Fodor?
Yes.
Mrs. Shute?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mrs. Dinello?
Yes.
Mrs. Jenkins?
Yes.
Mr. Augustine?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes. Department representation, public works. Good night.
Man, they like you hanging out there tonight.
Thank you. Good evening.
Are we good with the lights or do we need to turn them off?
I'm fine. Are you guys good?
Okay. It's good, Carmen.
This is our new brand new logo. We kind of combined a little bit of everything we do, the plowing, sewers, traffic lights, the backhoe, so it kind of encompasses everything we do. We couldn't just limit it to one thing, so I thought it turned out real nice. The guys had a lot of input on it. Tonight, these are the things I want to go over in the presentation. Our organizational chart and update has changed since I last talked to everybody. What we're doing with sewer repairs and televising for the road resurfacing projects, our street maintenance, the fleet maintenance that we're also responsible for the city, snow removal. I have some interesting data that we started keeping track of this past snow season I want to share with you, and some of the stuff we do that assist other departments. This is the organizational breakdown, and it's changed a little bit since we last met. That right side where we have the maintenance supervisor, Barry Brewer, prior to this February, that spot didn't exist, and I just want to say thank you to City Manager Ireland and the Finance Director United. I sat down with them and talking about how I wanted to change some of the setup and structure of the Public Works Department, just because over the next couple of years, and even this year, we have a lot of retirements. We have a lot of people that are going into retirement. We're bringing new people in. We need a solid structure, a solid foundation from the top down, and get the new guys on board with the way we do stuff and how we do it. So the supervision kind of, the way it's set up now encompasses that, and we have so many guys in different areas when we're out working that we were able to cover all our bases when we're out there working. But these are the men and women that take care of anything from snow removal to pothole repair to sewer call-outs. I just want to go through their names because they deserve a lot of the credit. Suzanne Walker, she's our department secretary. Ryan Teeman, he's the operations manager. We have three mechanics, Richard Gilbert, Patrick Conner, and Peter Mallow. Bill Farman is our one foreman. Barry Brewer, who's a hometown guy, promoted from within, is our new maintenance supervisor one. And then we have our maintenance workers, Damon Wilbur, Eddie Colon, Brian Walker, Richard Tomasetti, Johnny Martini, Chuck Lewis, Brian Gabriel, Matt Mersack, Anthony Marcelli, and Dan O'Leary. And Jimmy Weiss is our signed fabricator and traffic tech. Just some data here, what we're responsible for. We're responsible for 39 miles of sanitary sewer main within the city and 38 miles of storm sewer main. With that storm sewer main, we have about 2,900 catch basins. We do all the mainline cleaning and televising for our sewer system. To date, we've repaired 10 failing catch basins in the surrounding roadway. This is the one that was on Washington Street by the high school. Those left two pictures, it starts out with a hole in the roadway. And we open it up and we find a void. This is the concrete the guys just repaired over on First Street. We have a sinking slab of concrete. They fixed the manhole underneath and reestablished the roadway. We're a full in-house sewer televising operation. That's Barry Brewer, moving Supervisor 1. To date, in 2019, we cleaned 5,000 miles of sanitary, 5,000 feet of sanitary sewer, and 4,681 feet of storm sewer in preparation for our road resurfacing projects. So it entails, it's going to be a little bit over 1,000 man hours dedicated to cleaning and televising our infrastructure. We provide all this information to Leanne, the city engineer. She goes through it and analyzes it, determines what needs to be fixed, what needs to be repaired. We do have our camera operator, Barry Brewer. He is PACP certified, pipe assessment certification program. In other words, when he codes a video and a survey, he turns that over to an engineer, whether it's a city engineer, an outside engineering contractor. They're speaking the same language. When he says there's a fracture that is so many, it travels from 12 o'clock to 3 o'clock on the pipe, and it's so many inches long, they all speak the same language. It's not just an arbitrary observation. So he was trained, he had a 3-day training program which he completed and is certified. These are just a little bit of the breakdown of what we've done this year. The Cedar Brook storm sewer, we had 702 feet. There's sanitary for 1,503. We run down casement, we did the storm sewer and the sanitary sewer system, likewise with Main Street. And these are areas that we've been called upon that are outside of the road resurfacing program that we do an investigation or an inspection, whether it's for city council, city manager, if we're looking for a cross connection or something. And these are some of the roads that we've been on just as, hey, we'll get a call and we should go up there and take care of it for us. Rockwood, Orchard Grove, North State, Lowell, Monroe, Liberty Sanitary Sewer, High Street, Foes. And there's a lot involved. We set up our work zone, we establish traffic control, we run the sewer. Sometimes we can't always complete the survey depending on the condition of the pipe. We have to hop downstream and run it the other direction and connect the two and survey. The software allows us to do that. But overall, in 2019, we televised about 12,286 feet, roughly 2.3 miles of sewer. In addition to our sewers, we're also responsible for 125 million miles of roadway. In 2019, I thought this was an interesting fact, because this is the second year in a row, third year, the material usage went down. So we had to date from January 1 to date, 2018 to 2019, we've used 694,000 pounds of material. If you look at it compared to last year, at the same time, we're down about 27%. I mean, I know we had the winter wasn't as bad, and that may contribute, but a lot of it has to do with these roads that we're checking off the list as we go. I mean, it's huge, manpower and dollars. So it's just an interesting comparison from year to year. Also, you probably see my guys up on Richmond. Richmond's a big road that we just got resurfaced a year ago. We're up there crack sealing it, trying to increase its longevity. We did Richmond Street, East Prospect, and we also did the Sterling lot. We did some patch repairs at Sterling lot, we crack sealed it, and they're going to, Doug had a company coming in over for it.
Who would be, I mean, I know once you crack seal it, that helps save the road. Who would be responsible for doing Erie and then Avenue?
That would be us,
That would still
within
be
the city limits,
Okay,
yes.
got it.
And we did, I think last year we did Menor Avenue from Liberty Street to Menor and then back. We did both directions.
Can you fill those manholes at all?
You know what, Paul, actually those lids are, the lid and the supporting ring are worn in there. We're still street sweeping. We had, with the 125 miles of streets, we've had, to date, we've removed about 212 tons of material off the roadway. This is Dan O'Leary, he's a new gentleman we have out. These are all specific pieces of equipment that as guys retire, we need to replace them and keep operations going. Dan stepped up, he has some construction background, some operation experience that he took this spot over and is really well a sweeper. Our fleet maintenance, we have 3 full-time mechanics. We take care of 130 pieces of city equipment. We've completed 104 work orders in 2019. We're using the software that council approved years back to to track our fleet maintenance, our repairs, our warranties, how many hours we're dedicating to a piece of equipment, how much dollars we're spending towards a piece of equipment. And with the software that we have, we could change oil, we could replace cylinder heads, we could rebuild engines, we could pretty much do everything in-house, which saves the city a lot of money. And we have 2 mechanics that hold their ASC medium heavy truck certification. The shot on the left is just the lifts that, when we moved into the new public works complex, the new lifts that we purchased for the building, same as different set of lifts that I think council and the public has seen as they tore it through. And the last picture is just, whenever we're done with the snow season, a lot of this equipment, the plows are broken down, they're inspected visually, a lot of times they need to be repaired, welded, plated in steel. So it starts about midsummer and it goes till about a week or so ago. We've gone through everything. Our snow and ice control, we have 7 single axle international plow trucks ready for winter. 24, 28, 29, 43, 44, 45, 48. We have pickup trucks that we use to do the dead ends cul-de-sacs. And like I just said before, our entire snow removal fleet is ready for the upcoming snow season. The one thing we've been doing in that right picture, it's not an action picture of anybody removing snow, but it's hard to tell on the side of the truck it says operator in training. That little magnet has saved, I don't know how many phone calls that when the public doesn't see that, they say, well, why is the guy driving around in a truck with a plow? But we have to train these guys. These guys need to know the routes. We have a lot of new people that need to be familiarize themselves with the equipment, the routes, the terrain. So, one of the things that we've been doing for a few years now is pre-treating roadways prior to snow events if the weather permits. We pre-treat the roadways with a brine, 23% brine solution. Truck 25 is the truck we've used since we started the process. We actually increased its holding capacity to 700 gallons. Those 2 tanks in the front, we added on. We had it in the shop. We were able to plumb them in and add an extra 200 gallons of holding capacity of brine, so when the truck goes out, it can spread a little bit more brine before having to return and refill. And this is something I thought was interesting we started doing this year, is tracking our salt usage. And when I say tracking our salt usage, I'm saying tracking it every single time we go out. In other words, that when we go out, we know that how much every truck goes out with and how much it comes back with, and we compare it to a usage over a given set of lane miles. It's extremely data cumbersome, but it shows a lot because if I could say during a snowstorm, by looking at how much is in the salt shed, we used 150 tons. Where when I do this, now this is for the entire 2018-19 year, I can tell you that each day, how many lane miles, how many pounds per lane mile of salt we put on the road during that snow event. We have it's a big spreadsheet of data, date, time, times in and out. It's a lot of data. We compile it and we're able to place it on a graph to see where we're at. And where we want to be is during a given snow event between 200 and 400 pounds per lane mile of salt, which for the majority of the time we are. Those spikes that are in there that are past the 400, a lot of times we attribute that as ice. We get the freezing rain and stuff that just bonds to it. We have to turn the salt up. There's just no avoiding that. But for the most part, if we have just normal snow events, we want to see our guys between 200 and 400 pounds per lane mile. Less than 200, you're not doing anything. More than 200, you're wasting material and money. So we're able to track that much more accurately the way we do it now. Last, just departmental assistance. Besides everything else we do, we assist other departments. We assist water and electric with hydro excavation. We do the hydro excavation to open up valve boxes. We do to expose underground cable for the guys from electric. We do all the fabrication of decals for the vehicles and equipment. Those are the new brand decals, the one we get for electric distribution. At water pollution control, we provide them with our sewer jet to clean up their plant, their pump station maintenance over there. We're down at Shamrock helping the guys out with our jet truck every manpower at one of their pump stations. We provide signage and stuff for city-sponsored events. And to date, we've had, just outside of everything else, we've completed 300 calls for service. That just could be a resident calls up, says they need something removed from the street, or they're having a sewer issue, but that stuff we just kind of, we fit into what we're doing every single day.
Questions?
Yeah, I got a question. How's those sidewalk plows doing?
The sidewalk plows are handled through Parks and Cemeteries. No, we shovel, we can't handle the sidewalk.
Oh, okay, yes, sir.
I was curious about how dangerous sinkholes can be, like, could they actually collapse as vehicles going through, is it?
I mean, absolutely, and you never know when you get into how hollow it is. A lot of times it could just be a small area that a catch basin is taking dirt in, or it could be complete undermining that can swallow a car. But I mean, I think we're pretty fortunate, between the residents and the guys out on the road, they're very, they stop this stuff. They see it, they call it in. We're barricading it up. Even if we're not able to get into it immediately, we're able to make it safe so traffic can go around it.
So when you guys are actually checking one out, they have certain protocol, they need to keep themselves safe so they're not.
We'll set up our work zone. All my guys are traffic certified to set up a work zone to flag traffic. A lot of times we'll do an inspection. First thing we'll do is, we'll look for if there is a water leak. We'll televise our storm and sanitary sewers to see if we have flags anywhere. And sometimes it's just a matter of opening the road and seeing what you have, seeing what's happening, seeing what's going on.
And for snow plowing, first off, how many employees do we actually have that are trained to plow snow?
In my department, including myself, there's 19, so all of us, minus our secretary, we all have our CDLs, we're all capable of plowing snow in big and small trucks. We're going to be running 2 12-hour shifts in the event of a snow event. During day shift, we'll take on employees that have been trained in our equipment to supplement the day shift, so we'll put as many trucks out on the road as possible. Afternoon shift and after hours, we'll have six employees, including the foreman, running the afternoon shift during the week.
And the shift is 7 to 7, or?
What we'll do is we'll have 2 shifts. In fact, we're going to be talking about that at the next labor management meeting. We'll have 2 shifts. It'll start mid-December. The first shift will run from 7 to 3:30, and the second shift will run from 3 to 11:30. Now, in the event there's no snow, everybody will work their straight 8 hours and go home. In the event there's a snow event, the afternoon shift will stay till 3 a.m. The day shift will come in at 3 a.m. So there's a continuity that will go 24 hours. And then when the snow stops, the guys just go back to their 8-hour shifts.
So if there's no, I want to make sure I understand, so if there's no snow events, we're still going to do we're still going to have an afternoon shift?
Absolutely.
And they will do what?
They'll do a lot. They'll do maintenance on the trucks. They'll do road repairs. I mean, that's what has kept us out of the hot water over the last couple of years. Is that second? We had a third shift, but the second shift just guys out there making the repairs before they become insurance claims against the city. Anything, we'll get sewer calls. We'll be doing televising if possible after hours. So there's plenty of stuff to keep those guys busy, keep them working around the clock. And it's more. It's a little bit easier for them to adjust to those. They know that when they're here for 12 hours, they're going to be snow removal. And if not, they're going to work their 8 hours, put in a day's work, and go home.
Thank you, everybody.
So, I have a question for you. In response to the slides with the road maintenance and crack filling, do we have maintenance plans, or how do we address the grass and the dirt that fills the cracks and goes in the sidewalks, or not in the sidewalks, but in
The curb lines,
and the curb lines?
before they go through and just seal over that, they have, they'll go through and they have an air hose hooked and air compressor, they'll blow as much as they can out. A lot of times they'll have to just cut it down or even burn it. They have it on propane. But they try to get rid of it the best they can and then seal over it. I think that's kind of what you're asking. We just don't tack over grass. I mean, that would be crazy, but we get rid of it the best we can, clean out all the voids and cracks with compressed air, and then go through and seal it.
What time of the years do we typically do that? I And if left undone, they.
Left undone, you're gonna have potholes, water's gonna get in, it's gonna blow the road out. The best time is, when the road is most open, when it's, a lot of times you see the county do it in the spring and fall. We do it when we can put the manpower on it, we have enough people to do the traffic control and get the job done safely.
Sure.
How much salt are we purchasing for this winter?
This year, we've contracted through ODOT for 3,000 tons of salt. We're paying $63.13 a ton.
How much storage do we have on site?
We have, those two sheds hold roughly about 400 tons apiece, so at a given, completely filled, they hold 800 tons. And that's kind of what we, you gotta play the numbers. You don't want to over-order and have an easy winter, because if I over-order, where's all the salt gonna go? So it's, you kind of, it's a dancing game a little bit when it comes to, using the salt, but you don't want to have a full bin and then have to take a remaining balance, otherwise you're going to get charged for storage. So my guys do a pretty good job at that. We know where we're at mid-season, and we're constantly on these guys, sensible salting, and they're good. They're a good group of guys.
When you're training your guys for snow plowing, how do you train them to, I imagine curbs are a pain to have to deal with. How do you train them to not pull up curbs,
It's, and it's, we were talking about this the other day, because, it's easy to drive around with a plow on it, but when you're in a blinding snow, you have traffic, you have pedestrians, you're trying to operate a bunch of controls, you're trying to watch your plow marker. It's a whole different ballgame. And you can train and drive as much as you want, but you're really not going to know how you're going to react until you're in the storm operating the equipment. It's going to take a while for them to, I imagine the new guys are going to be a little bit more scared to ride the curb, but not destroy a tree lawn. We still have to get that snow and slush off the road. I know a lot of times we'll get calls, why are you guys riding the curb? There's nothing in the roadway. A lot of times we'll get that melt that comes into the roadway, and we like to kick it off the roadway, throw some salt so that if it does get cold overnight, that stuff doesn't freeze and start to build up and close the roadway off. So it's a balancing act. It takes some time, it takes some experience that these guys are going to have to learn and as they go.
It's amazing, great talent, that skill set, they can do that stuff.
I'm always willing to drive. I would love to drive a snowplow. It's so much fun.
Oh, proceed.
Anytime.
So I remember sometime during these last couple of years when Monica was talking about what did we as council want to see as far as snow removal? Did we want to see bare pavement? Did we want to see, what was it that we chose?
Well, we salt the mains complete curb to curb. We salt the hills, the S curves, Walnut Street Hill. Those get salted completely just as a matter of they're accident prone. The side streets will spot treat, intersections we salt, but we're doing a lot of plowing. It's more plowing. We're letting traffic track a lot of the salt around as opposed to us dumping it. So in this day and age, with being eco-friendly and being financially sound, salting curb to curb doesn't happen in many communities. With our limited storage, I can't just dump salt and in December, and then where does that leave me come February and March when we get those snows, even in April and May, where I may have had the streets wet curb to curb those couple months. Now I don't have any salt, so we go by a sensible salting technique where we're doing the intersections, we're doing the stops, we're doing the mains curb to curb, just as for safety forces, and we're letting the traffic track a lot of the salt around.
Well, I think Christine, in answer to that question, I think we had a choice between clean streets,
Right.
passable,
Right, and I don't remember what.
and that's, we went more passable than
Passable,
clean.
right.
Yeah.
And that's a lot of it, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, was a manpower issue. this is the given manpower that we're gonna put towards a given event.
To be honest, if I think one of the things that we talked about was being that safety was the primary
Correct.
concern, and
Yeah.
so what we needed to do to be safe.
Yeah,
That's
cosmetically, it
what
doesn't have to be perfect, we just have to be able to drop it.
Any other questions? Comments? Thank you.
Thank you.
Administrative reports, law director.
Nothing.
City manager.
Nothing.
Clerk of council.
The next regular council meeting will be held on Monday, November 4th at 7:30. Story time with municipal court is November 6th from 6 to 7 in courtroom 1. Spirit of the season and tree lighting is November 22nd from 5:30 to 8:30 in Painesville Square. Can't believe I'm talking about that already. Holiday shop and stroll. The City Office of Economic Development is very happy to announce that they have been able to secure all necessary sponsorships for this event. They have 30 business locations participating, and each location will provide a special offer or unique reason to shop. Barb Monticelli from the Economic Development Office has been working very hard and closely with the merchants, and they are very thankful for their support in making this year's event a spectacular event focused on retail sales. They ask that everyone please mark their calendars for November 21st, and please plan to do some of your holiday shopping downtown in your local stores this season. That's it.
Thank you. Closing comments, Nick,
I have nothing today.
Jim,
I followed it.
Christine?
Yeah, I just want to thank everybody that, the city that put all that time into the Fall Fest. It was an absolutely amazing. I've never given out much candy. It never stopped. It started, and they were lining up at 2:30 to paint their pumpkins. And it wasn't open until 3. It never stopped until about 5:30-ish. We started just being able to have 1 or 2. It was packed. There were people who were saying, I think there were 2,000-3,000 kids here. I have no idea, but it was one of the best things ever. Absolutely phenomenal. We went through. Michelle said that she had 30,000 pieces of candy. And when I looked in that truck, when she was getting ready to go, she had like 3 or 4 bags left. It was amazing. So, thank you to all the departments that put it in. I love Beetlejuice. Oh my gosh, it was wonderful. Please take a look at the pictures that Catherine has posted on Facebook, because it was phenomenal. So, thank you. What a wonderful job everybody did. Kevin was running around like crazy.
I'm gonna ditto what Christine was talking about, and I wanted to tell you that the write-up in News Herald on the event was really amazing. 2 events that I did not, or 2, I guess you call them both events, that I didn't get to participate in on the Fall Fest and the Litter Task Force Cleanup Day. Both were, I heard, very, very well attended and very well orchestrated and played off, and I really appreciate all the effort and energy that went into all of that. I think the 112 total participants was a number for the cleanup day, which is just amazing. So I appreciate all the volunteers.
Dave?
So I just wanted to thank the administration, as well as the residents who came out for the cleanup day. The feedback that I got from the residents who participated with me were, I would love to do this again in the spring. And also some suggestions for maybe us adopting routes throughout the city, individuals adopting sections of streets, main streets, whatever the driveway this throughway may be, and being able to maintain those spaces on a monthly basis. So the people that I worked with were incredibly happy with the process, and were incredibly happy to be able to give back to the community. That being said, I need everybody to quit smoking. Because 80% of what we picked up was cigarette butts, and it's disgusting. We actually ended up clearing some of our areas a little early, so we went down Main Street, and it was disgusting. It was absolutely disgusting. So, just a little plug for everybody who smokes. Buy an ashtray for your car or something. Put it in a garbage can if you buy a garbage can and, put it out and then put it in a garbage can, whatever that may be. Because my 6-year-old helped us, and at the end of the day, he went home and told his father who smokes that he's gross. So, yeah, and then, just a heads up to council, there is a possibility on November 4th, which is our next council meeting, that I may not be able to be present. My day job is being featured on a news channel for a presentation that we are doing that evening. And, I'm still at war with what to prioritize. So if I will remind everybody, but if I'm not here, that's why. And with that, I pass.
Well, I didn't see too many cigarette butts. We were on Diamond. I saw a lot of fast food cups and trash. It'd be nice if people wouldn't throw them out their car doors while they're driving down the streets. But anyway, I agree. I just want to comment on Christine. It was a fun time. We had lots and lots of kids there, and I'd like to thank the Parks and Rec for all the hard work they did, and also to our sponsors for being there and handing out candy. It was really nice. The kids loved it. It was a great time. That's it.
Thank you. I just want to congratulate Bishop Coffey.
Oh,
I spent most of my Sunday there. I was really happy that we were the main presence at this celebration. There was a lot of proclamations, but there was only one there to present. And also the Fall Fest, which was a lot of fun, but it was also it was really hard. I had to do the judging of the costumes, and there was hundreds of kids.
I would have known that, I would have had my order.
Oh my gosh, it was a lot of fun, but it was very daunting. It was terrifying. And I felt like the kids were not around, and they felt more so. So at this point, can I have a motion to adjourn to executive session?
Make a motion to adjourn the executive session in accordance with Article 2, Section 6.3 to consider pending or potential litigation involving the city.
Second?
Roll call.
Mrs. Shu?
Yes.
Mr. Fitzgerald?
Yes.
Mrs. Denalo?
Yes.
Mrs. Jenkins?
Yes.
Mr. Augustine?
Yes.
Mr. Fodor?
Yes.
Mr. Hack?
Yes.